alongside Jack D. From Embarrassing Bodies, it's Dr. Christian Jessen. And their team captain, Sean Rock. And facing them tonight, Birmingham's finest, Jamelia. Jack the Lad, Jack Whitehall. And their team captain, Jason Mansford. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 47% of people believe in life after death? That's pretty bad, because not only will they be dead, they'll be disappointed. 8% of people have tried more than 10 sexual positions. Let's see, missionary, doggy, reverse cowgirl, Cuban cradle, sloppy Joe, sloppy Jane, bullhorn, dry hump, asphyxie bag, sniper. Yep, I've tried 2. The British Library acquires 3 million new books every year, but they like to keep it quiet. And 50% of men would make their penis bigger if they could. You can, just rub it or think about something sexy. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean, you ought to go first this week. What do you think the nation have been talking about?
The Pope.
Yes, done. Let's move on. Jason, you'll go.
He arrived yesterday in Glasgow and I believe his opening line was, hello, certain parts of Glasgow. He's not popular all round town.
I quite enjoyed the fact that they sent Prince Philip to meet him. The one person in this country who makes the Pope look like a woolly liberal.
We've got an ex-Nazi coming in. Who can we send? I know.
Just because you're in the Hitler Youth doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah. He was in the Hitler Youth, which is really strange to think of a Pope as a Hitler Youth. It's a bit like finding out the Queen was in Hezbollah. Yeah,
Is that true?
She was a teenager, she just went off the rails for a while.
I like the fact that the Mirror, in honour of the Pope's visit, had a pull-out special. I thought Catholics would like that, wouldn't they?
Because I'm a Catholic. You're a Catholic as well, aren't you? I'm what's called a lapsed Catholic, which is their term for it, which is... it makes it sound like every Sunday evening I go, oh, shit, I forgot to go again. Whereas the truth of it is I was about 14, cycling to confession. I went, hang on a sec, this is bollocks. I'm about to get into a wooden box and tell dirty stories to an old Irishman that's never had sex. This is mental.
You put it like that, it sounds all right.
Well, that, yeah.
So, what do you make of the Pope? Do you like him?
I think the Pope's visit is a good thing, because I'm hoping that him visiting Scotland is probably going to change his opinions on contraception quite considerably. Fingers crossed.
One thing I have been pleased to see is the Pope-mobile. Because ironically, it does look like it'd be brilliant for dogging.
When he needs to fill it up with petrol. Do you reckon the driver pulls into the petrol garage and the Pope just sits in there? Says, do you want anything? Do you want any crisps?
He's banging on the glass, going, Quavers!
It's incredibly popular, the Pope. I mean, you see the people that turn up for the Mass in Glasgow. It's like Glastonbury for grannies.
He's got Susan Boyle singing for him.
What a treat.
Yeah.
No, Susan Boyle's the right choice, because she encourages celibacy.
Considering all the controversy with the child abuse scandals, it'd been better if I had Gary Glitter singing. Because he is the leader of the pack, isn't he, the Pope? They go, leader, leader, and the Pope comes down on a big sort of glitter swing.
What is he going to do? I heard that they're selling tickets. The only thing I've ever seen him do is, like, come out in the dress and just do that. Like, is that what people think?
He sings My Way now as well. Yeah, no, he told
He's not a zombie, I mean, he's an old man.
Yeah, but that's... Every time I see...
to be a full show, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Like
do
Chesney
some
Hawkes supports him.
backflips or something, you know, like just
Backflips from an 85-year-old man.
if someone bought tickets to one of my shows, if someone bought tickets to one of my shows, obviously they know that I'm going to sing some songs and, you know, perform.
That's why they don't buy tickets to your show.
Anyway.
I'd love it if there was touts outside. Like, who's got tickets for the Pope? Who's got tickets for the Pope? Right in front.
Kids go free.
Christian, any... OK, let's have a look and see whether the Pope is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. The Pope arrived in Britain yesterday. With all the homophobia, institutionalised misogyny and paedophilic allegations, it's easy to forget that the Pope is a grown man who still thinks his imaginary friend is real and wears a dress. Apparently, the Pope-mobile is bulletproof, knife-proof and brick-proof, but not bazooka-proof. That's all I'm saying, I'm just throwing it out there. OK, Jason's team, over to you. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
What do you reckon, what you've been talking about?
Wayne Rooney doing bad things with his bits and stuff and being naughty to Colleen. He had sex with a prostitute, Jimmy. It's horrible. He paid £1,200 as well.
I think she
Which is so much. I've never bought a prostitute. I've never paid for a prostitute before. I had a friend once called Jackie, and Jackie bought a prostitute. For £1,200, I would want I'd expect her for that amount of money to bury herself after I've killed her. I
mean. It is a really like odd amount as well, 1,200. I think originally her price was £200, and then you know she probably opened the door and was like 1,200.
He told her by text, didn't he?
What, he told Colleen by text?
I think so, that's what I heard. He told her by text.
Can he text?
Yeah.
She's kind of milking it, though, hasn't she? Asked that she wants to see the Pope now, doesn't she? To discuss her problems at home. Do you think she's going to be able to? Do you think she'll get an audience with the Pope for this?
I'm not sure whether visiting an elderly Nazi is going to help. I don't know if you're... I mean, you all seem fairly familiar with the story, but do you want to see how it was reported in Taiwan?
Yeah,
sure.
足球明星鲁尼被踢爆，英格兰足球明星鲁尼又上头条新闻了。一位外号叫英超珍妮佛的妓女，指鲁尼在妻子怀孕期间跟他黑手过7次，还跟他一起玩3P，但鲁尼是一个无趣的性伴侣。这不是鲁尼第一次嫖妓。2004年有报道说，鲁尼找上年纪比他大几10岁的妓女。 英格兰足球队的管理层将继续让鲁尼为国家队效力，他的队友也全力支持他。但也有坏消息，鲁尼的太太小时候的青梅竹马可能会提出离婚，结束2年的婚姻生活。
You've got to love the Taiwanese news, haven't you?
That's the best PlayStation game I've ever seen.
OK, let's have a look and see whether Wayne Rooney is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, it is. Colleen has taken Wayne Rooney back. Rooney has had a threesome, or what he calls a... thumb. Sean, Christian and Jack, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
George Michael, I'd imagine.
Oh, George Michael,
that's my guess.
What did you make of it, Christian?
Again, not a surprise. He has done it before, hasn't he? Several times, so...
Yeah.
What crashed into Snappy Snaps in Hampstead?
Being a bad boy, should we say?
And how many points? I mean, how come he's not like banned for life? You know, he's fallen
asleep. He's banned for 5 years.
Like he should be banned for life every time he gets in the car.
Harsh, Jamelia.
No, come on. He crashes into shops, falls asleep at
Snappy
traffic
snaps. Everybody uses digital cameras now. We don't even need snappy snaps.
Yeah, that's like a gas lamp fitters these days.
What he should have done to get away with it is when the copper come. He's outside Snappy Snaps. He should have just tried to pretend he meant to do it, like, and get out and go, "You said to be ready in an hour!" I meant to crash into here. What are you on about?
Yeah, because it's OK, apparently, if you mean it. Yeah. A lot of times, if you get arrested for crashing into something, just go, "Oh, I meant to do that."
Yeah. I'd like to let George Michael out and let him drive the Pope-mobile. Normally, you go for a drive if you want to get the baby to sleep, not yourself. I'm feeling a bit sleepy, and Kenny goes, go for a drive. Tucks him in before he goes out. Everyone says they feel sorry for Kenny, and I think he's probably going, brilliant, it's 4 weeks, I know where he is. Every night, I don't have to wait till he comes home at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's got a toilet seat round his neck. Spilling out of his turn-ups are those blue cubes you find in urinals. You're thinking, oh, he's been at it again.
I didn't know that you can actually... Did they breathalyse you for drugs when you've been driving under the influence of... What do they do?
Point. They put Scooby-Doo on, and if you go...
Yeah.
What's weird about it is the fact that it's the 3rd time he's done this in some form or another. You're thinking, how does he get insurance? Who insurances him? Because I'm just learning the language, and I'm getting to like it. Who does some insurance for the man? For him, drive car, go to work, have fun playing. I mean, it's Keith Richards running an insurance company now. He just does Kerry Katona and Pete Doherty.
I think it's the same people that do mine.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see his insurance form. Is the vehicle parked securely overnight? No, it's usually in a ditch on Hampstead Heath.
All right, let's have a look and see whether George Michael is one of the most talked about things. Yes, it's the most talked about story this week. George Michael has been jailed for 8 weeks for drug driving. He'll have access to a TV as well as a bi-curious Hispanic and a man called Dave who says it's not gay if they do it to you. What else have people been talking about, Jason?
The unions are threatening to go on strike altogether.
So it's sort of a return to the 1970s, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. But the Chancellor says he needs to find £83 billion from somewhere, and I thought, well, has he tried cutting out some of those coupons in the magazines? Because they soon add up, you know, those savings. Like 25% off Trident, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Christian, you're a doctor, and there's loads of cuts happening in the NHS. Do you think doctors will go out on strike?
No, we've never been on strike, ever. We're on call 24 hours a day. Someone falls down in the street in front of you, you've got to be there, haven't you? You're never...
Laughing.
So...
At what level of drunkenness do you get to not be a doctor anymore and go, do you know what, I've had 2 glasses of wine? Do you know exactly what that limit is? So when you get home, you go, bang, bang, right, I'm out.
I've had to do that on a plane. 8-hour flight to Kenya. I was pissed, and someone had an anaphylactic shock to a prawn. We had to put a trachea in his throat. And I was...
You did it pissed? How good a doctor
I'm a bit worried now. I might...
That's incredible. But also, was there not a part of you the next time you had to do a trachea that went, do you know what, I need a glass of something to steady my hand?
What he didn't tell you was he's got 3 of them in his eye as well.
What do you do in that situation? How did you put the trachea in? What was it made of?
You literally... You know the old rumour about a biro? That's what you do. Use a biro.
Do it to Sean now.
Literally, and that's what it was like.
You just...
You whack
properly...
it in. You properly whack it in the throat, yeah.
If you did that and then it turns out afterwards you're not a doctor, will you get in trouble? You've just self-diagnosed. You've looked across at them and thinking, I reckon they need a tracheotomy. No warning, you've just gone, no! He would have died!
All right, let's have a look and see whether the general strike is one of the most talked about things. Yes, the TUC is threatening a general strike. They're threatening a return to a 3-day week, but fuck that, I'm not working another 2 days a week. Times are tough for everyone. Jason had to take another job. OK, we've got one more thing to get. Fingers on buzzers.
Is it Michael O'Leary, the head of Ryanair, has announced that he's going to get rid of... he wants to get rid of co-pilots on planes, because he reckons that planes will pretty much fly themselves now. So you don't need 2 pilots. He's trying to save a bit of money. He's like some Dickensian character. All he's interested in is just getting a little bit more money for fuck all. Eventually, just come round your house and flash a couple of postcards in front of your eyes. That's a pound! It's his family I feel sorry for when he comes home. They think his daddy's home, what cutbacks is he going to make now?
Yeah.
They're already standing on one foot. Said, you only need one shoe. Really? Hopping around in the room with the light bulb, sucking their wooden sweets he's given them. I'm sure these last forever, these wooden sweets. Just pick. Do you want a red one or a green one? Because he's Irish.
Oh, I wonder what that was.
I like the sneaky charges as well that they do. Whenever I use Ryanair, you have that thing where they have the little baggage cage to see whether it's hand luggage. And just the, determination British people have, that no matter how big my bag is, it's getting in the cage. You see them just hammering it in, giving clothes away to people, putting everything on. And then eventually you get it in, and you look at the hostess, you're like, yes, I win. Right, I'm only having hand luggage. Did you check in before? No, that's £50 extra.
I reckon in a couple of years' time, you'll watch a Ryanair flight coming into land, and people will be hanging off it like a train in India. Like a display team, like that.
Well, I can tell you it's not one of the top 5 most talked about things this week. OK, fingers on buzzers, one more to get. Sean.
Is it phone tapping?
Phone tapping. Go on, tell me what the News of the World story.
They've been phone tapping, and the former editor denies any knowledge of it, Andy Coulson, which suggests he's a shit editor.
So our great leader has embraced him to his bosom and said,
well, this is because Andy Coulson is now the communications head for David Cameron.
Sounds like quite a sensible booking, actually, doesn't it, really? Someone who's an expert in phone tapping is a communications officer. You know, it's a good one.
If they've got your mobile phone number, they can get your voicemail unless you put a pin on it. And if I'm going to do anything dodgy, I don't use my mobile phone. I use yours. I organised a dog fight the other day on it, Jimmy. Yeah. In a skit. Well, I say dog fight, it was a dog and an orphan.
You must have to go through so much boring stuff to find a good one. You know what I mean? You can't... I mean, you hack my phone, you'd be like, oh, it's Dave from Carpet World, I'll be there Monday. You don't even get in the metro with that.
And all of the people that have called up now, the News of the World, to ask whether they've been tapped. Yeah. And it started off with really good people, like Steve Coogan and Sienna Miller, and it's just getting worse and worse by the day. You get, Dean Gaffney calling up. Were they tapping mine, Dean? Nah, Dean, we can't tap pay-as-you-go phones.
A lot of the people who were getting hacked, they kind of realised because, their messages were being said that they were being listened to already beforehand. So I would just, if that was happening to me, I would, just purposely get my friends to just, really say some really scandalous things, pretend it's my doctor and say, oh, your sex change booked for 4 o'clock.
You ever left a message on an answer phone that you deeply regretted? I used to work in this restaurant, and a bloke rang up, and he said he wanted to book a table for 6, and the name is Dave D. Now, my brother is called Dave D, so I thought, I'm going to ring up, and obviously he's having a laugh, and so I ring up, oh, you wanker, this is a restaurant. I'd rather serve some piece of shit than you. And I put the phone down, and I thought, actually, maybe that wasn't my brother. In actual fact, it was the Dave D from Dave D, Dozy Mick and Tix. And he rang back and said, I've had a very funny message on my answer phone from the restaurant. I said, oh, that's Stuart, he's a nutter. And he came to the restaurant, and obviously it was...
You met Dave D? Dave D from Dave D, Dozy Mick and Tix?
That's right, Sean, yeah.
Oh, my God!
Let's have a look and see whether the News of the World phone tapping is one of the most talked about things this week. Andy Coulson is the Tory Communications Director. He's basically Cameron's right-hand So those were the most talked about stories of the week. But in other news, Lady Gaga appeared at the MTV Video Music Awards wearing a dress made of raw meat. Talk about mutton dressed as lamb. She's got a huge following, mainly hungry dogs. The wife of one of the 33 miners trapped underground in Chile has given birth to a baby girl. The father celebrated by having a shit in the corner and telling his mate to stop fucking whistling. And it's been revealed that Nelson Mandela shouted at Tony Blair over the Iraq War. I think you know you're a wrong-un when Nelson Mandela shouts at you. What's it going to take, Blair? The Dalai Lama throwing a punch? At the end of that round, Sean, Jack and Christian have 3 points. Jason, Jamelia and Jack have 2 points. So our next round is pick of the polls. Jason, Jamelia and Jack, your turn first. What do you like the look of?
Gotta be,
That handsome-looking man top right.
yeah, top right, look at him. He's a bit of a dish.
You have chosen Dr. Christian. We asked our studio audience this evening, if you had an embarrassing medical condition, would you rather talk to a friend or a doctor?
Can I ask the doctor a question?
Go on, then.
What's the coughing? Why do you cough when the balls are in people's hands?
You don't. It's a complete myth. Has anyone actually been asked to
I've
cough?
been asked to cough.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
He wasn't a doctor, but he asked me to
quite.
cough.
I got my balls checked, and
Here we go.
I went into this. It was a new doctor, and I was lying there. And actually, it's weird because you think, where do you look? Like, you know, there's nowhere to look. And at one point, our eyes met. And obviously, to fill the silence, I was thinking, what can you say? I'm not saying anything. And he had my hand, he was like this, over me like this, and he went, so what's Jimmy Carr like? He's nice guy.
How do you stop yourself from giggling as well?
It's things stuck in funny places that make me giggle. Those are the best. I actually really had a chap come into A&E, very, very sheepish-looking guy, just saying, I've had a bit of an accident, something's gone up. So you have a bit of a forage around. You put your gloves on, you have a bit of a forage around. And I felt a foot.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, who was it?
And I was like... It was a little hard foot, and you kind of pull, and he goes, oh, OK, take him to theatre.
You did it on stage.
Examination under anaesthetic. Dilate him up, hand up, you know. And it was Action Man. Fully clothed Action Man.
Was he in his scuba kit?
Some poor soul is probably watching this at home going, I can't believe you told the Action Man story. It is an amazing thing with your show, the idea that people have got an embarrassing problem and they just go, yeah, I'm embarrassed, I've never shown my friends, I've waited 10 years to tell anyone about this. I don't mind the cameras being here, don't worry about that. Have a look at it.
Look how much time you spent talking about revolting things.
Is
it a surprise?
I want to ask a question, if you don't mind, Christian. I know you get asked questions all the time.
Go for it, go for it.
And this is personal.
Okay.
But you know when you get a Q-tip, like a bud, and you stick it far enough down your ear, that makes you cough. Why is that? I've wondered. I just want to know why that is. Don't you get that? You go. You just go. You go. I'm not the only one. I know other people get that.
Well, let's do it. Let's do
Who
a
gets that?
survey.
Come on, who gets
Who's
that?
done that?
Nobody.
No one has done that.
I don't know who's the
Clean
answer.
your ears out.
Hey?
Why'd you clean your ears?
Hey?
Have we got a Q-tip? Oh, we've got a Q-tip. Hang on, this is handy. Got a Q-tip. Gone well.
All right, you watch this. That doesn't work.
I can't understand, Jack, why you couldn't fake a cough at this point.
Yeah, come on, please.
Because I can, even with an imaginary one, I can go, oh, yeah, it's worked.
No, it hasn't worked. I'm nervous. I'm a nervous performer.
OK, so who would you rather tell? Would you rather tell a doctor or would you rather tell a friend if you've got an embarrassing thing?
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's that you get to a level with a friend where you can show them your balls, but
Yeah.
before that threshold, it is unacceptable.
You have different kinds of friends from me, I can tell you that. It's just the difference between men and women. I reckon women are much more intimate with each other, what they talk about, than blokes, generally. Would you tell your friends, your girlfriends, if you had a problem?
I mean, girls do kind of like strip naked in front of each other. That's not a problem, but it's just more.
I can't hear you because in my head it's going waka waka wow wow. OK, let's have guesses. Who would you rather tell, a friend or a doctor?
I think doctor.
I'd rather tell a stranger at a bus stop. Just sidle up to them and go, I've got a weird cock.
What are you going to go for, Sean Steam?
Stranger.
Doctor?
No,
Doctor. I've got to go for doctor.
OK, so you've both gone doctor. I can tell you 59% of our studio audience would rather talk to a doctor. This is really embarrassing, but I remember one time I was halfway through a prostate exam and I suddenly thought, hold on a minute, I'm not even a real doctor. And then I started to think, she doesn't even have a prostate. OK, what do you like the look of, Sean?
I'll let gentlemen choose.
Let's go with the big bright one. The Coca-Cola-y...
OK, the
thing.
adverts.
Yeah.
OK, you've chosen the adverts. Take a look at this.
Frankie and Johnny Furniture is having a sale. Bad credit or no credit, no problem. Are you on welfare or Social Security? Are you newlyweds? No problem. Come see us.
I say, this is Frankie and Johnny's, the place that lets you have it with no problem.
I'd like to buy a bedroom set.
Do you have any credit?
No, I receive Social Security and welfare.
You have to see the special man. With no problem.
I like to buy a living room set.
Do you have any credit?
No, I filed bankruptcy.
You have to see the special man. With no problem. I say, see Frankie and Johnny, he's the credit man in town. For only $50 down, he can put you in a living room set, a bedroom set today. See the special man.
I got the $50.
With no problem.
I got it with no problem.
There's a man in the middle that dances down the aisle, and I've no idea what he's saying at all. With no credit. There you have it. OK, so here's a related question. Most people think advertising has no effect on them. True or false?
False. I think most people believe that they are affected by advertising, because we all are. I am. You know that when they came out with squeezy ketchup bottles that you stand upside down in the fridge, when I saw them on telly being advertised, I couldn't wait to go and get one.
Yeah.
You know when they brought out mayonnaise in squeezy bottles? And they were advertising that. Didn't want to know. I thought, you're milking it. We've done it with the ketchup. Try an original idea, or don't bother me again. Marmite in squeezy bottles. You look at that. Have you had that? And you open it up. After one go, it looks like a tramp's arsehole.
I'm not even going to ask how you know.
I think advertising is quite interesting, though, isn't it? Because you have brilliant adverts. You don't really associate them with... Like, you know, the meerkat one? I was with a group of friends. We were discussing whether the meerkat advert was racist. Is it racist? Comparethemarket.com.
What race is that?
What race is that?
It's helped meerkats, though, because I went to the zoo the other day, and, like, as you walk in, there's, like, a meerkat bit. Yeah, and like you go in, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a meerkat!" And like they were taking pictures, and so
you know,
it's
good for meerkats.
It's made them popular. I've never seen it. Well, I've probably never noticed a meerkat in the zoo before, but they were like the main attraction.
Oh, it's Jamelia.
You think the chimps are looking up? The chimps are looking over at the meerkats. Got like used to be us that with them PG tips.
You affected by advertising, Dr. Crispin?
We're funny. In the medical profession, you're not allowed to advertise anything as a doctor. It sucks if you're a celebrity doctor. You can't make any money out of it.
It wasn't always the case. There used to be doctors advertising cigarettes, weren't there?
Yes.
In the 50s, you know. For your throat's sake, smoke.
The brand the doctors choose,
yeah. The brand the doctors choose.
That was it.
The guy who played the original Marlborough man, he ended up dying of lung cancer.
Just a coincidence.
Funny that, really.
It's weird, that, isn't it? I thought that'd be
Really
like the bloke who plays the Honey Monster dying of a diabetic shock or something. You know?
What? The bloke who plays the Honey Monster?
Honey Monster, yeah. What?
What do you mean there's a bloke who plays the Honey Monster? What are you talking about?
Just think before you open your mouth next time, Jason.
Sorry. The other ones that annoy me are them, like the claim ones. And, you know, they're always on in the morning, aren't they? Like, have you had an accident at like, work? And they give these dickheads like £5 grand. Like, I was resting a ladder against some jelly. I got £5,000. I'm like, why? This is natural selection. You're supposed to hurt yourself.
That woman who runs at the sponge every time. Don't run at the sponge.
You did that yesterday morning.
I personally have never had any employees. But if I did, the minimum I'd expect is they'd look where they were fucking going.
OK, so most people think advertising has no effect on them. True or false? What are you going to go for, Sean?
I would say it's false.
OK.
We're going to go true.
You're going true. I can tell you the answer is false. Only 35% of people think advertising has no effect on them. I hate adverts. I never watch them. I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. So at the end of that round, it's 5 points for Sean's team and 3 points for Jason's team. OK, it's And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Most popular topic of gossip for men.
I know what it is. What I talk about, my friends, we talk, is your moustache suitable for a christening? I think it's a little bit too curly and isn't proper for such an important occasion. I think Sir should trim it.
If you were gay, who would you sleep with?
Oh, yeah, that's good, isn't
That's a good one.
If I was gay and I had to sleep with a man, I'd just sleep with my first Thai bride again.
Colin.
Might as well keep it in the family.
Boobs.
Boobs?
Yeah, that's all men talk about, like breasts.
Boobs, I hadn't even noticed. Hang on, look at those.
But the one I like is, if you could only eat one meat for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a good one, yeah.
What would it be?
I'd go chicken.
Ah, you wanker! Go chicken? You've just got the chicken. Got beef, cow, you've got everything, haven't you? Got all the meat, got the liver, and you can stew up the bones. A chicken, you get bored of that? Beef.
OK, it involves alcohol.
Is it drunken antics?
Yes, it is.
Yes!
Fine. Yes, the most popular topic of gossip for men is what their friends get up to when they're drunk. There is a sliding scale, of course. There's drunken antics, high spirits, then tomfoolery, horseplay, shenanigans, GBH and murder. OK, most exciting thing in life. Go on.
Ending someone else's.
It's not on the list.
It's fucking good, though.
How about when you're just about to die, but then you don't? I would find that exciting.
Are you talking about an asphyxie wank? Because if you are, we are talking the same language. When you're just about to die, but you don't.
This must be really exciting.
Like when you you nearly had a car crash, didn't you, Jason?
I was in the fast lane and going 70. The two tyres got blown out, so we got into the reservation and then right across like 3 lanes of traffic. And then when I got home, people said weird things like, "You were lucky," and somebody else said someone must have been looking over you. I was like, "Yeah, a sniper." Like, you know, like Adrian Childs on a footbridge. Like.
Is it meet Honey Monster? Meet the Honey Monster. Get a date. Go out on a date with the Honey Monster. It's a weekend in Paris with the Honey Monster, running up and down the Champs-Élysées, skipping over the cobbles, looking at rings.
Most exciting thing in life. What do you think, Jack?
I reckon getting a ticket. You know, when you park and you come back and there's a ticket on your windscreen, I find that a bit of a turn-on, to be honest. I realise I'm a moderate masochist. I don't like pain or anything, but a bit of mild irritation. That gets me going. I come back, there's a ticket. Oh, you bastard. Oh. No one's really been excited since the age of 10. I haven't. I mean, nothing's exciting anymore when you're grown up, is it? Nothing gets you. So what? You know, everything's boring these days. Oh, I'm going to a party. Oh, Elton John's going to be there. So what? Him again?
He doesn't say hello anyway, does he?
No, not to me. Who wouldn't really love to see a plane crash? In all honesty. That's proper exciting. That's proper exciting. For a grown-up, that's proper exciting. You don't want to be in there and you don't want to be waiting for loved ones at the airport, but to actually see there, imagine that. You saw an aeroplane with a plume of smoke going, and then you read it in the news and you ring up your mate. Who wouldn't be on Facebook saying, you know, that aeroplane, I saw it. I saw it not on telly. I actually saw it.
The most exciting thing in my life these days is leaving a zoo, a pantomime, any kind of fun park. As I actually leave, the parents I just go, thank fuck for that. Oh, it's over. We can go home, put them to bed and have a drink.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say I wish you were my dad. It's something you might do once a year. Need a passport?
Go on holiday.
Fly on holiday.
Go on holiday.
Go on holiday.
The most exciting thing in life is going on holiday. That's right, because you can't beat the balls-out adrenaline rush of 2 weeks self-catering in the Cotswolds. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Jason, Jamelia and Jack have 5 points. Sean, Jack and Christian have 5 points. It's a dead heat. Everyone's a winner. Thank Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.